Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Rising. Today, we're going to talk about digital clutter. Do you have a lot of it, and how can you clear it from your phone and your life? Enjoy.
I'm so excited for this because since I live such a digital life, and I think a lot of us do, it's important to talk about because I don't think people realize how much of a part it plays in their everyday life. And you just had an experience I saw on your Instagram. If this would have happened to me, I would have had the biggest meltdown. Tell us what happened.
So this episode is inspired by my 9-year-old who innocently deleted about 1,500 files that I had in my notes app and a couple other things too. And I was on the phone with Apple. They tried their best to recover, but it became apparent it was not coming back. And so many emotions went through me through that experience. The first was shock. Like, did this just really happen? But it was interesting because I actually felt liberated. I felt this invitation was being asked of me to basically start fresh. And it was almost like a gift. Why was I hanging on to that many files? And my best friend, my husband, they were like, Janelle, this is the new you. Like, what you lost was the old you. Like, now moving forward, a lot of your writing, this is coming from a totally different place. So it was, again, a reframe in the thinking. I could think about what I lost. I could stay in that mentality of being upset about it, or I can look at it as, this is what I need to move forward. This is a clean slate for me. This is a new era. I am now moving forward in this new direction. And it's kind of exciting.
I had a similar situation happen to me. My daughter was 2, I think, at the time. And I went to Mexico. And, you know, when your phone overheats, it's supposed to go into that protection mode where it like shuts off. Mine didn't do that. And I noticed it was glitching. I noticed it was really hot. It was like out in the hot Mexican sun. And I lost everything on my phone. Everything. Photos, text, notes, photos, basically all of my newborn photos, everything of Mila from birth until 2, I lost on my phone. And I was like, it's okay, I have it backed up at home. That was when you had to like physically back things up on the computer. Like, you couldn't do it on Wi-Fi. I was like, oh, thank God I have a backup from like just a couple months ago. Like, hopefully I didn't lose that much stuff. So I get home, I go straight to the computer with a new phone because mine literally wouldn't turn on. And the backup's gone. There's no backup on my computer. My husband had deleted it, like, to clear up storage on the computer. And, you know, the rage in me of like, you deleted all of her baby photos. You know, in his head, that's not what it was. But for me, I mean, it like really, there's a lot of memories, you know, just out the window. It gave me a lot of empathy for people with the LA fires, you know, losing pretty much anyone older than me, like any age older. I'm the brink of like the digital I mean, you know, the shift in digital reality. So it's like my mom, like my kid photos are printed, right?
Right.
And it really gave me a lot of empathy for people in the fires who lost, you know, all that they had of their childhood. But it really is such an opportunity to think about, okay, there's actually nothing I can do. What do we do now? And it's that pivot and it's that move forward and that, you know, and you've talked a lot about this on other episodes. So I think the point I'm trying to get at is, how do we make that pivot without having to lose all of our memories, right? So how do we detox our digital devices without just hitting, I'm over it, delete? You know, like, what's the process for that?
Well, I think you have to understand that not everything is important. And we have to get over this just in case mentality. Saving things just in case. Because guess what? 9 times out of 10, you won't need it again. And your kids won't want it, or it doesn't need to be saved. So I think we really need to go through our phones, our inboxes, our apps, and really take a survey here. Like, am I using it? Do I really need it? Why am I saving this? Those notes that I had, I didn't need to save maybe a quarter of them. So why was I hanging on to so many?
Right.
Why am I hanging on to so many photos? Because at the end of the day, my kids probably need a good 20. right?
Right.
Or like, not a crazy number
Yeah.
to remember their childhood.
Yeah.
That's all about I have. Because again, my photos were printed. So I have those 20 and I'm good. Why do we need the 40,000 plus photos? Like, I don't see the whole purpose in that. And there's no reason why any of us should have that many photos backed
After
up.
that happened with my phone, someone later told me about an app called Chatbooks, and you download the app and it has you select at the end of the month, it has you
Yes.
select 30 photos, and then it's $8. It might be more now, but at the time it was $8 a month, and it will mail you a little booklet of 30
We did
printed
that.
photos.
No, we love that. And it's great. And we can physically look at the photos. And again, I think the tough part about our society is we think because we get more storage on our phone, and let's say when we move, right, we get more storage in a new house, that we have to fill it. But that's not true. You don't have, just because you get one, what is the TB storage? Terabyte. Once you get the 1 terabyte of storage, doesn't mean I have to make it to the 1 terabyte.
Right.
Like, I don't have to do that. Just because I move into a bigger home with more square footage, more cabinets, doesn't mean that now I have to buy more stuff to fill it. But that's where we come from as a society.
So what's the process for digital detoxing?
Well, I think the first is taking a survey. You have to take a look at your inbox. You need to take a look at your apps on your phone. You need to look at your photos. And this is all daunting. So this cannot be done in one day. This is something you're going to have to schedule and make time for. So put it in your calendar. Okay, today I'm just going to focus on clearing my inbox. And I've done that from time to time. I'll schedule inbox cleaning. I have to go through all my emails. I have to go through the junk folder. I have to go through anything that no longer will be needed at this moment. So it's really taking time to schedule, when am I going to work on this? Because one day you could probably only tackle your photo album in your phone. The other day it's going to be apps. So it's really taking a survey and seeing when you're going to schedule time to actually do your digital decluttering. And 2, I think, again, it's coming to a place of being okay with letting it go. Like, you don't need all of it. Can you identify what is very important? What is sacred? Like, do we need to create a separate album in your photos that's like, these must stay? And can it be kept at a reasonable number, not 40,000 photos? Yeah. So we need to really get real with ourselves and understand that all of this, you keeping all of this, is not good. And it just weighs you down. And it's confusing. And then it doesn't make certain moments that were special stand out because they're buried.
Right.
With all the other images that you have. So if you have a separate album that you create, are like, these are like the key moments from my son's life from 0 to 14 so far. And could it be kept at a reasonable number? And he would probably appreciate that album so much more because it's not thousands and thousands and thousands of photos. Then everything starts to kind of blur together.
Right.
So it's really, identifying what is important. You want to streamline your life and you want to feel like you have more clarity and calmness in your life. And I just don't believe that having an excess of digital clutter helps you get there. So I think people really need to come to that place of, trying to stay in a place where like they feel like there's more clarity and they're not being weighed down by so many things, not only on the material level, but again, digital level. All of these things just weigh us down and it creates like this mental fog.
Well, it's the same way when you walk into your house and it's messy and it's just like, like the subconscious stress that it adds to you. It's the same thing in the digital space.
Absolutely.
When I open my phone and I see I have X amount of texts and calls and emails, it's a level of stress of like, all of those feel like a checklist to me to get through. And so I need to do a better job of everything you're saying. Like I really need to I need to clean it all out.
I feel like there's no sense of control then. Your phone is controlling you. Like all the stuff you have is just burying you and it's controlling you. And you can't even appreciate the benefits actually of some of these apps that you have that, again, are probably buried somewhere. Some of the photos, you don't even know what's there. You can't even appreciate it because there's just too many. And again, like anything that you have too much of, you just can't appreciate it. You can't appreciate the things that really matter. And that's what it comes down to when it comes to clearing anything from your life. You're just making space for the things that matter. It's not about everything, because everything can't matter that highly. It's not possible. So you need to make room for the things that do. And that's the only way they get revealed, is that if you clear as much from your life to focus on what is important.
I have a couple tips for this on the phone. First of all, no one should have their notifications on for like apps. Like turn your Instagram
100%.
notifications off, turn your Facebook notifications off. You do not need to look down and see that Susie Apple from Finland just posted her birthday dinner in the middle of your workday. Mm-hmm. Like when you are in a time where you're off and you're relaxed and you just want to scroll for a little bit, that's the time to tell Susie Apple happy birthday. Mm-hmm. You know, but when you're just like, you feel like you're missing out, it is so distracting. So just shut off the social notifications, shut off the notifications. I mean, obviously you need them for some things like text and your calendar or whatever, but there's no reason that social media platforms, you should have your notifications on for it, is my personal opinion. Even when you own a business, like there's no reason for that. Number two, when you are trying to clean out your email, you're trying to like right now, my phone tells me I have 34,000 unread emails. And what I'll do because I would like to see that go down one day. I don't know if it's possible for me to come back from this, but a trick that someone showed me was when you get a spam email, like say you got not a spam, but just something you subscribed to at one point that you no longer need. It's Clutter, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say, Banana Republic, for example, because we were just talking about how much we love banana. If you type in like just whatever's at the top, so you see a Banana Republic email and you go to your search bar and you type /Banana Republic, and then first you hit unsubscribe, and then you search all Banana Republic, and then you hit Command All or Control All, like you select all of those emails and delete them at once. And just do that like 5 or 6 times. Go to the next one, and it'll say, are you sure you want to delete 1,204, whatever? Because if you've been subscribed to some of these companies for years, and they're sending a daily email out. I mean, it's exhausting, but it's a good way to one by one shorten the amount of subscriptions that you are just automatically receiving.
That's so
good.
And
it makes a huge difference. Like it really, really does. And say the next one is Architectural Digest or whatever. Okay, well then you just search all from Architectural Digest, delete them, make sure you unsubscribe or you're just going to keep getting them. But that's a practical way to really clean up your email. And I try to do it once a week. And I don't try to get all the way down to 0 just once a week. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this 5 or 6 times. And overall, it makes a huge difference.
Well, because I think people need to see that they can take small steps and then immediately see the benefit, right?
Right.
I took this amount of time, but look at what I got rid of in this short amount of time. And the goal is not 0, because that's daunting. You're going from 34,000 emails and you're trying to get to a reasonable number. If you start thinking about it like that, it's going to overwhelm you. So you want to take these blocks of time, and that's why I say schedule it in your phone. We're like, okay, from 9 to 10, I'm going to be clearing this. And then you will see the results of you doing that for the hour. But it's not that you're going to get down to nothing or, you're going to solve the problem in a day or in that hour, but you are making progress. You're chiseling away at this. And I love that because you can immediately see the benefits, the results.
Right. It's so nice to see that. Are you sure you want to delete 543 emails? Yes, I am.
And it feels so liberating. That's the thing, is that people hang on to things and files and photos and notes and apps. But when they start to really clear and simplify their digital life, they feel great.
Yeah.
They feel liberated. They feel like, wow, okay, I can manage this, right? Like I can manage this because we're managing so much in our lives. We don't need extras. So we need to somewhat, control this digital clutter we have, because again, clutter just compromises us from living a more free life.
Totally.
And that's what we want. We want everyone to live a life that's less stressful, less, anxiety driven, because when you get those notifications, when you get more emails your way, when you get more of anything, it gives you anxiety
Yeah.
and nervousness. And then you're not able to enjoy whatever's in front of you that's not on your phone because you're so focused on what's on the phone.
Exactly.
So we need to, again, and that will also help with the disconnection, which we've talked about as well, just simplifying the phone, simplifying emails so that we can then enjoy more. And we're not buried in our digital life. We can actually go enjoy and live our real life with our family and loved ones and be more fully present for them because none of this other stuff matters and it's not weighing us down.
Totally.
So
couldn't agree with you more. Thank you for that. That's so helpful.
You're welcome. I loved your tips too.
Thank you.
I'm going to implement those too. I'm going to do the blocked.
Yeah, it's
deleting
great. It's great.
as I clean.
I also will go through who I'm following every now and
Yes.
then. I'm like, oh, don't even know that person. Never met them before. It's just,
But
again,
it's
just
good to
clutter.
do that periodically.
Yeah.
And we have to. I've gotten so many messages from followers on Instagram and they were like, this is so hard for me. Like, I can't let go. And the thing I keep saying over and over again is once you let go, you're going to feel so much better.
Yeah.
You're going to live lighter. You're going to not look back. Like, this is how you want to live.
Totally.
And it's really resonated with some people. But it is tough. That initial of like, wait a minute, I might need that later kind of energy stops you.
Yeah.
But if you can get past that and go, okay, like I may be good with not needing this many of this
Yeah.
or that, or if I lost that, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I will like rebuild or like
Totally.
when I lost my work, I was like, well, this is just an invitation for me that better work is coming.
Totally.
And this is the new era. And I really do feel free. It's very strange that I've been given a gift.
Yeah.
And I view it that way. I view it. And I don't look at what I lost. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There are some days where I wish I had had that document or, but I also view it as, well, now I can write the story differently, whatever was lost.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us today, everybody. I hope you take one step closer to clearing some digital clutter from your life, to bring in more clarity and calmness, and have you enjoying the moments in front of you away from your phone. We'll see you next time.